Get ready for a fun and unique quiz about 15 women in the Bible. Following each answer, there will be a bonus story about the woman featured in the question. Can you answer the questions about these 15 fascinating women in the Bible? You will discover that some were strong in their selfless purposes, others were wrong in their selfish ambitions, and of course, you get to decide who was strong and who was wrong. How many of these questions can you answer correctly? Let's go. Question number 1. What 90-year-old woman had a second-born son by her 100-year-old husband, then sent her husband's firstborn son away so he would not share the inheritance with her son? Was it A, Rebecca, B, Sarah, C, Elizabeth, or D, Zipporah? The answer is B, Sarah. Was Sarah a strong woman, or was Sarah a wrong woman for sending her husband's firstborn son away? 14 years after Abraham's son Ishmael was born by Sarah's maidservant Hagar, Abraham and Sarah conceived. At the age of 90, Sarah gave birth to Isaac. After Isaac's birth, Sarah had Abraham send away Ishmael and his mother Hagar, so that Ishmael would not receive the inheritance as Abraham's firstborn son. Question number 2. Who pretended to be a prostitute to trick her father-in-law into getting her pregnant because he failed to keep his promise to give her to his youngest son after his first 2 sons died while married to her? Was it A, Dinah, B, Ruth, C, Rahab, or D, Tamar? The answer is D, Tamar. Was she wrong, or was she strong? Tamar, the widow of 2 of Judah's sons, and Onan, disguised herself as a prostitute and tricked Judah into sleeping with her. She got pregnant by him. When Judah discovered that his unwed daughter-in-law was pregnant, he wanted her put to death, but she proved that he was the father. She gave birth to their twin sons, Perez and Zerah. Question number 3. Which sisters married the same man, Jacob, and then had an epic childbearing competition? Was it A, Leah and Rachel, B, Abigail and Ahinoam, C, Michael and Merab, or D, Martha and Mary? The answer is A, Leah and Rachel. Leah and Rachel married Jacob and engaged in a battle of the wounds to see who could bear his children. Leah won by a landslide. She bore Jacob 6 sons and a daughter. But Rachel came back swinging. She had Jacob's 2 youngest children, one of whom, Joseph, was his father's favorite. Rachel died while giving birth to Jacob's youngest son, Benjamin. Question number 4. Who hid the Israelite spies and secured their promise of protection so that she and her family were not destroyed along with the people of Jericho? Was it A, Ruth, B, Miriam, C, Dinah, or D, Rahab? The answer is D, Rahab. I think this is an easy answer. Was Rahab a strong woman or a wrong woman for negotiating the survival of her family? Rahab knew that the Lord had given the land of Canaan to Israel, so in exchange for hiding the spies, she asked them to guarantee that Israel would spare her life and the lives of her family when the Israelite army destroyed Jericho. Question number 5. What married woman got pregnant after sleeping with King David and later became his wife after David had her husband killed? Was it A, Bathsheba, B. Abigail, C. Jael, or D. Michal? The answer is A. Bathsheba. King David saw the beautiful Bathsheba bathing on a rooftop. He learned that she was married, but he called for her and slept with her anyway. Bathsheba got pregnant. David called her husband Uriah home from the battlefield and tried to trick Uriah into sleeping with Bathsheba to pass off the pregnancy as his. But Uriah didn't follow through, so David had Uriah killed while fighting for Israel. Question number 6. Who showed interest in a man, Boaz, by going to his threshing floor, uncovering his feet, and lying down next to them? Was it A. Naomi, B. Miriam, C. Ruth, or D. Dinah? The answer is C. Ruth. Was she a strong woman, or was she a wrong woman for going to a threshing floor and uncovering a man's feet? Ruth, a young widow, left her homeland in Moab to go with her mother-in-law Naomi to hers in Jerusalem. Once there, Ruth began working in the grain field of a man named Boaz, a close relative of Naomi. Boaz took notice of Ruth. Naomi advised Ruth to make it plain to Boaz that she, Ruth, noticed him too and wanted him. Ruth did, and she and Boaz got married. Question number 7. What woman saved all the males in her clan from being annihilated by David because her foolish husband refused to supply David and his men with food and drink during a festival? Was it A. Ahinoam, B. Abigail, C. Amariah, or D. Abishag? The answer is B. Abigail. Now, was Abigail a strong woman for saving her clan, or a foolish woman for defying her husband? Abigail's husband Nabal refused to send David and his men food during a festival after they had spent several months protecting Nabal's livestock. So David set out to kill all the men in Nabal's household. Abigail sent the food and begged David's pardon for her husband's foolishness. David relented. A short time later, Nabal died, and David married Abigail. And by the way, the name Nabal means fool. Question number 8. Who prayed to God to give her a son and promised to give her son back to God all the days of his life? Was it A. Mary, B. Sarah, C. Eve, or D. Hannah? The answer is D. Hannah. Hannah was barren, so her husband married another woman, Peninnah, who bore him many children. Peninnah taunted Hannah over her barrenness. Hannah prayed to God for a son, promising to give the child back to God. God answered her prayer. Hannah had Samuel, dedicated him to God, and God blessed her to have more children. Question 9. Which woman had her younger son Jacob trick her blind husband Isaac into giving Jacob the blessing of his twin brother Esau? Was it A. Rebekah, B. Leah, C. Rachel, or D. Tamar? The answer is A. Rebekah. Now, was Rebekah a strong woman or a wrong woman for taking matters into her own hands? Although Jacob and Esau were twins, Jacob was smooth-skinned while Esau was hairy. So Rebekah had to cover Jacob's skin with goat hair and have him dress in some of Esau's clothing to trick Isaac into thinking Jacob was Esau. It worked. Isaac gave Jacob the blessings intended for Esau, but Jacob had to run for his life because Esau wanted to kill his brother for this deception. Question 10. Moses' wife cut off her son's foreskin to save Moses' life. What was her name? Was it A. Miriam, B. Jochebed, C. Deborah, or D. Zipporah? The answer is D. Zipporah. Moses killed an Egyptian while defending a Hebrew. He fled to Midian because Pharaoh wanted to kill him for what he had done. 40 years later, God sent Moses back to Egypt to free the Israelites from slavery. On the way, God was about to kill Moses, but Zipporah, Moses' wife, saved his life by circumcising their son and touching Moses' feet with the foreskin. Now in the Bible, there's no explanation of why God was going to kill Moses, but scholars believe that it had to do with circumcision, since Zipporah circumcising their son and touching Moses' feet saved Moses' life. Question 11. What two Hebrew midwives defied Pharaoh's order to kill all Hebrew males at birth? Was it A. Shiphrah and Puah, B. Orpah and Ruth, C. Sarah and Hagar, D. Hadassah and Miriam? The answer is A. Shiphrah and Puah. Pharaoh had ordered the midwives Shiphrah and Puah to kill all male Hebrew babies at birth, but the midwives told Pharaoh that Hebrew women gave birth before they could arrive to assist. For their bravery in defying Pharaoh's orders to kill Hebrew children, God gave Shiphrah and Puah families of their own. Question 12. Which wife of David criticized him for dancing before the Lord while bringing the Ark of the Covenant to the city of David? Was it A. Abigail, B. Ahinoam, C. Bathsheba, or D. Michal? The answer is D. Michal. I think this is an easy one. Was she wrong for criticizing David, or was she strong for speaking her mind? Michal was David's first wife. Her father was Saul, the first king of Israel. Saul was trying to kill David because he was jealous of him, so David ran for his life. Saul then gave Michal to another man. After Saul's death, David became king and demanded Michal's return. For criticizing David for his undignified dancing before the Lord, Michal never had children. Question number 13. What woman killed her whole family so she could reign solo as monarch over the kingdom of Judah? Was it A. Athaliah, B. Sheba, C. Minerva, or D. Jezebel? The answer is A. Athaliah. Now, was she a strong woman or a wrongful woman? After her son King Ahaziah died in battle, Athaliah proceeded to kill all the heirs to the throne of Judah. But one child, Joash, escaped because his aunt took him and ran and hid him while Athaliah murdered their family. Athaliah ruled for 6 years. She is the only woman to rule in Israel or Judah. Then a priest named Jehoiada brought Joash, now 7 years old, out of hiding to take the throne. Athaliah, yelling treason, was assassinated when she tried to escape. Question 14. What queen was deposed because she refused to appear before her husband King Xerxes so he could show off her beauty to his nobles and the people of his kingdom? Was it A. Esther, B. Bathsheba, C. Haggith, or D. Vashti? The answer is D. Vashti. King Xerxes threw a banquet for all the citizens of Susa, the capital of Persia. While intoxicated, Xerxes commanded his queen Vashti to appear before him wearing her royal crown to display her beauty. Vashti refused. Xerxes' royal advisors told him to remove her as his queen to set an example for all women who might follow her example of disobeying her husband. So Xerxes took away Vashti's royal position and banished her from his presence forever. Question 15. Whose brothers killed all the men in the city because she was sexually defiled by a prince who had fallen in love with her? Was it A. Tamar, B. Dinah, C. Gomer, or D. Miriam? The answer is B. Dinah. Dinah was the daughter of Jacob and Leah. Shechem, the prince of Canaan, sexually violated Dinah, but he also had fallen in love with her and wanted to marry her. Her brothers said that they would let Shechem marry Dinah only on the condition that all the male citizens of their country undergo circumcision. So every male submitted to being circumcised. But while the men were still in pain, two of Dinah's brothers killed all the males in the land, including Shechem and his father. Her brothers then took Dinah from Shechem's home. Now, how did you do? How many questions did you answer correctly? Thank you for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel.